the Studiopia. Today's topic is the cell. And here we will learn about the different organelles of the cell and its function and why it is known as the unit of life. Let's move on to the next slide. Now we will know about what is a cell. So before understanding anything, you have to understand a cell is a basic unit of life. That means in any living organism, you will find the cell. It is very, very true. And it is a universal truth. Now, how this cell name has been named actually? Actually, what happened, Robert Hooke in 1665 has found a resemblance of the cell with the Christian monks in a monastery. That means the monastery people, the Christian monks, used to stay in small rooms, which was being said as a cell. So as he went through a cork cell under the microscope, he found the small chambers, and he eventually named it the cell. Now the cell is the basic structural, functional and biological unit of all known organisms. What do you mean by this? Structural means the cell gives a structure to all organisms. As I will be telling you that a cell is a unit which together forms a tissue, and a lot of tissue, many of the tissue join together to form a organ, and several organs form a system. Functional. Each and every cell of a particular organism works differently, and thus each cell has its own function. And biologically important means it does perform some functions which helps in a metabolic activities. Not only that, protein synthesis, energy production, everything is done in this particular cell. So as you can see this, that there is a diagram which shows ribosome, plasmid, villi, then cytoplasm, plasma membrane. All these are the components of a cell.
Now we are going to read about the structure of the cell. Now before moving on to the structure and the organelles of the cell, there are two important things. First of all, remember there are two kinds of cell. First one is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic is primitive cells, okay, with a very little much of complexities, and it's a very simple type of cell, okay, with several organelles are not present in prokaryotic cell, whereas eukaryotic cell is much more advanced, and it has to perform several functions. So indeed it requires several type of compartments and several type of organelles to do its work. Another difference is the unicellular and multicellular. So cell can be also differed in case of numbers. If there is one cell, we say is unicellular, and some organelles are multicellular, or even most of the organism present on earth is multicellular. Even we are multicellular organisms. Now let's move on to the organelles one by one. Essentially, all animal and plant cells are eukaryotic, and they have a more elaborate internal organization than the prokaryotic cells. And these cells have a double membrane system. Their membrane actually surrounds the cell. In them, nuclear membrane separates the nuclear material from the cytoplasm. Other membranes envelop other subcellular organelles, and the eukaryotes are included in the superkingdom known as eukaryota. Now let's move on to the cell organelles one by one. Now if I talk about the first cell organelle, or it is not a cell organelle, it is a covering. It is a covering protective material of the cell. It is known as cell wall, and its function is protecting the cell. Protecting the cell from what? Protecting the cell from any kind of injury, any kind of bacterial or pathogen invasion, and even there is a osmosis and diffusion taking place through this. Okay, that means the cell wall on the cell membrane is a very selectively permeable membrane. It doesn't allow all the minerals or all the cation and anion to move across each other. means the cell. Okay, so that means it is very selective in nature and it allows only certain things to pass through it. So here it is the protecting the cell. Now what is cytoplasm? As I have already told you, cytoplasm is a gel-like matrix and its main work is metabolic activities. It is the seat of metabolic activities. It is a set of metabolic activity. That means many kind of enzymes are present in the cytoplasm which helps in performing several reactions and help in proceeding the metabolic activity in a positive manner. And it's a ground for several various organelles. Even the organelles are situated, they are bedded in the cytoplasm and they can move according to their activities or area of activity. Nucleus. Nucleus is another very important, and it is the storage and transfer of information and control center for cellular organelles. Now it contains a very vital material, that is a DNA. It contains the DNA, that is the hereditary material of the cell, and it replicates when it has to divide the cell. Okay, so it is a very important part of the cell. Mitochondria is an energy storing, gives energy. Okay, they actually manufactures energy, and mitochondria energy production by oxidation of foodstuff. So this is energy production unit. Energy production unit. Chloroplast, you know it very well. It is only present in the plant cell, not in the animal cell. Chloroplast is the organelle which contains plastid in it, which stores chlorophyll and indeed gives a green color to the plant. So chloroplast is the place, is a position where photosynthesis takes place. So it's a very important for plant cell. Okay. Next is the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is a very important organelle and it has a membrane sacs in it. Okay. They does what? Secretion and formation of lysosomes. So they actually secrete and form lysosomes. Okay, formation of lysosomes. Okay, now what is lysosome? Lysosome is a place where it is known as suicidal bag of the cell. Why it is suicidal bag? Because whatever the I will say the mRNA or the proteins which are not in use or which we don't need, or it has got old or with some defects and all, then what happens, this lysosome degrade that material. Okay, because to keep something junk inside the cell, it is not at all worth it. So lysosome degrades this eventually. So this is molecular degradation. That means hydrolysis takes place over here. Hydrolysis. Okay, lysosome. ER is nothing but it is the abbreviation of endoplasmic reticulum. Now what is the work of endoplasmic reticulum is protein and lipid synthesis. So it does protein and lipid synthesis. Now let me tell you one thing. Another question can come that which area is the protein synthesis organelle or protein synthesizing organelle, that is the ribosome. Now you can ask me, where is the ribosome over here? Yes, I must mention it separately, but I haven't because of some reason. Ribosomes are present in ER. Okay, in ER we have two kind of ER. One is ACR, another is RER. So one is ACR and RER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. This rough endoplasmic reticulum contains this ribosome, and which indeed helps in protein synthesis. So that's why ribosomes are also present freely in the cell, but mostly it is embedded in the endoplasmic reticulum. As the surface looks something crooked and rough, like if this is the surface, the ribosomes are present over here, and that's why they are known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? Now let's move on to the vacuoles. So This ribosome helps in protein synthesis. Now vacuoles is mostly present or only present in plants, and it is the nutrient and waste storage organ or place. Okay, so here it is what? Nutrient storage. Nutrient or waste storage organelle. Clear? So here are this structure of cell, and you can already see in the next picture, you will see that there is a whole lot well defined diagram which shows the animal and the plant cell very properly. Now you trying to find out this organelles in it, and you will see and try to draw it and
So see,
practice
this
it
is the diagram.
in your home. And
Over
I think
here
it will
you
be
can
very,
see
very,
a plant cell,
efficient
and in the
or,
plant cell there are
very,
some
useful thing
labeling
for
given
you
over there:
to learn this
nucleus,
by heart.
endoplasmic
Okay.
reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, cell wall, which is the outermost layer of the cell. Then inner to that is the cell membrane. Then cytoplasm, the jelly-like matrix. You can see the vacuole, how it looks, and the cytoskeleton. So practice it, and I hope this will be very, very helpful to you, as you can see the compartmentalization and how they are aligned one after the other. Okay, so this is the plant cell, and in our next video we will also discuss about the animal cell and what is the key difference between these two cells. I hope this video was really helpful to you.
Thank you so much, friends, and I hope you have liked the video. And if you want to receive this kind of video more in number, then please subscribe the channel, click on the bell icon, and share it with your friends. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.